Okay, I'm gonna Hey everybody, it's Renee from the Fractional Referral Network. Today I am with Doug Brown, and Doug is a member of our community. I'm doing these wonderful little spotlight interviews for people. I love making sure that my members have the opportunity to get as much exposure as possible. So these videos will go around YouTube, LinkedIn, and throughout our community, and hopefully other members will share them. Um, so today, Doug Brown is with us. So Doug, tell us who you are and what you do as a fractional.
Yeah, well, first of all, good morning, Renee, and thanks for the opportunity to join you today. I also enjoy, the chance to discuss some of these issues and with your team and your network, and so I look forward to our discussions. You know, um, I guess for the last 20 years now, I have worked in the people workforce field. So recognition, employee engagement, and now really with a focus on helping organizations improve uh, people challenges and issues, excuse me, such as retention, absenteeism, disengagement, these kind of issues. And over the last, I'm going to say 5 or 6 years, what we've seen is employee engagement continues to decline. Turnover and absenteeism are on the rise. Younger generations seem more focused on meeting their own needs than the needs of the organization. And, for many senior leaders, this shift is driving increased cost, creating performance challenges, weak teamwork, stress leaves, mounting operational expenses, and so on. And our company really helps organizations uncover the root causes behind these people challenges through proven diagnostic tools. And then our intent really, Renee, is to give organizations a clear picture of what's really happening in the employee day-to-day experience, and then work with them to solve these issues through some proactive educational programs, some processes, and these kind of tools to drive improvements.
So what made you decide to go fractional instead of looking for a traditional job?
Well, I guess first of all, I'd say that I really wouldn't consider myself a fractional executive. But we do contract work or work on an as needed basis to help organization deal with these people challenges. Um, because of such of the impact that it's having on organizations. And prior to Manage to Retain, I had worked in the employee engagement field for about 14, 15 years, offering surveys and consultancy work to strengthen engagement. And the insights and data that we collected over those years really provided us with a powerful understanding of employees' needs, what their expectations are, what's required for them to enjoy a rewarding work experience. So this was really the foundation, and we felt that we could bring some value to organizations seeking to improve some of the people challenges they're facing in their day-to-day operations. And that's really why I felt that I could offer some support, kind of as a fractional, but more as a contracted provider, a vendor provider offering support services on these issues.
So what do you enjoy most about being self-employed?
Really for me, it gives me some flexibility in my work life. It also, I find what's the word I'm thinking of? I guess gratitude and appreciation would be acceptable to help organizations um, and help them align their goals and objectives with their workforce's goals and objectives. And I think if they can do that, it's a first step in really moving forward with success. And at the same time, I really believe that employees have a right to an enjoyable and a fulfilling career. And I think that in today's workplace, there's a lot of people that are not happy with their careers. In fact, a lot of this is driving why I think some people have moved onto fractional roles.
Yeah.
because of the demands and the stresses and all these challenges. So I think there are solutions. I think I think there can be improvements made in these areas that give employees an opportunity to, find some enjoyment, find some meaning in their work, find, relationships that they enjoy that are built on trust and communication and these kind of things. So I think that's kind of what juices me, for lack of a better word, is to kind of help that move the needle in that area.
Yeah, the baby boomers really, they founded the 60-hour work week, so they perfected it. And
Well,
that
yeah,
culture kind of still lives, even though a lot of boomers, I'm at the bottom of the spectrum there. I'm the very last boomer, the last of them. I was born in December 63. So, but that mentality still reigns supreme in businesses, even though a lot of the boomers now have moved on to retirement. Um, their their um, their poison, I guess, for lack of a better word, really still lingers. And Gen X
yeah,
didn't want it, Gen Y doesn't want it, Z
yeah.
doesn't want it. And who could blame them? I never wanted it.
Well,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, Renee. And these, we have what I think five different generations, and another one kind of going to be entering the workplace in the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And they have a different approach to work. They don't want to, they've seen their parents go through layoffs and downsizing and these kind of things, work these 60-hour weeks that you mentioned, and they want more out of their life. And I think it's not right or wrong, but it's definitely a different approach. And when you consider the fact that some of the younger generations now make up over 50% of the workforce in the
Yeah.
workplace,
You
you
better
you
start
have to
listening.
start to listen and
Yeah.
begin to try and accommodate this. Or the flip side of that coin is you're probably going to have some headaches with your workforce.
Yeah. So, in terms of your own work, what are, in your own business, what kind of challenges are you working through right now?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. I think probably I'd answer with two primary challenges that are things that we have to overcome and find solutions for. I think it can be a challenge to, as we talked about, help senior executives and owners really understand that the workplace is changing significantly, along with workforce needs and expectations. And as a result, there's more of a focus, more of a need, I would say, in people-centered leadership that provides employees with the support, the growth opportunities they need, the relationships they need. And this has to be in addition to, it's not just about salary and benefit packages anymore. It's
Oh,
not just about the corporate wellness program. I think that, in the day-to-day work experience, this is really a key area that's been left unexplored or very little attention paid to it. And
yeah.
and the other thing that I'd mention is that we find today's executives often don't fully understand the cost and the impacts uh, of um, of these people challenges and how they
Yes.
affect their growth and their success. And I'll give you one example. I think many executives are keenly aware of the direct costs associated with, say, employee turnover or absenteeism. And I'm talking about recruitment costs, training, overtime, these kind of things. Um, but they often underestimate or discount the indirect costs. And
Yeah.
these are and operational impacts. And these are things like productivity losses, quality concerns. If it's a healthcare organization, it might be the patient experience. If it's a manufacturing company, it might be their customer experience. But
Yeah.
the reality is that the indirect costs are often significantly more than the direct costs. So when you look at these kind of things, sometimes employee turnover or absenteeism, they're not considered priorities for the organization.
Yeah.
But I
But they
think
ought
if
to
they
be.
really understood the cost, they'd say, hey, we need to work on improving this.
Yeah. So your big challenge then is just to educate people and get them like thinking. this really is a bigger deal than they realize. You know, you piss off a customer, you know,
Yeah.
the customer lifetime value of a single customer could, for depending on your business, could easily be $1 million for larger
Oh, no
companies.
doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt.
And
Yeah,
you know, that's a huge kick, right?
sure.
So it's not about replacing your $40,000 a year employee or whatever. It really is about keeping the $1 million customers. Um,
Yeah, it is. And the
so
other thing I'd add to that is, I think that, um, what was I going to say? I kind of lost my train of thought there, so we'll just continue
sorry.
on.
Sorry about that. I probably threw you off.
No, no,
So
no
what's
worries.
one piece of advice that you'd give somebody starting out in the world of self-employment or fractional employment?
Yeah, yeah. I don't pretend to be an expert in that, but I think based on my experience, I'd say take time to be clear on your strengths. Focus on, the problems and expertise and the expertise that you can bring to solve those issues or improve those issues. I
Yes.
think you have to, and you and I have talked about this,
Yes.
invest in sound marketing practices
Yep.
to build your brand and, get active in networking associations and where you can meet people for direct communications and direct discussions, because I think that really allows us to learn and gives us key insights into the issues that organizations and people are really dealing with. So that would be maybe a comment that I would offer.
Yeah. And what's the best piece of advice you've ever received about business or period, about life or business?
Yeah, I'd probably say, Renee, that we just, in our lives, we can't control everything as much as we'd like to sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you just have to accept that, some things maybe for whatever reason can't go or won't go the way that you would like or want them to. And I think that adds fuel to the fire kind of thing to kind of help us strengthen ourselves and continually improve. To achieve what we want to.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for resilience, the ability to tuck and roll, you know,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
life throws
yeah,
at you, because illness, job loss, family crisis, people die, dog gets hit by a car, shit
yeah. It
happens.
all happens. It all
Everything
happens.
happens, and you just have to kind of find a way to look ahead, because your life is in front of you. It's not behind you, and it's you know, just when something happens, you can't unhappen it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
you
it's
have
true.
to learn to move with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for today, Doug. This is a very quick session, as they're all intended to be. So I really appreciate your coming online to have this discussion with me. And I encourage anybody who is not a member of the Fractional Referral Network to give it a go. You get a week free trial, and you learn a lot of great stuff. Meet wonderful people like Doug Brown. Have a fabulous day.
Thanks so much, Renee, and all the best. Take care.